Hey gang, and welcome back to Alien Protocols. It is a pleasure to be with y'all tonight. This video, I wanted to give you just some conclusive proof that the United States government believes in ESP, psychokinesis, and psi, the powers of the mind. The government believes in it so much that numerous different agencies have utilized it repeatedly, and several of them have spent over $45 million researching and utilizing these services for over 40 years. Now, there are programs that are well known, like the SRI CIA program for remote viewing, founded by Hal Puthoff and Russell Targ and developed with Ingo Swann's guidance. But there are numerous other ones and confirmed, indisputable evidence of programs around the world. So if the US government believes in ESP, psychokinesis, and UFOs, maybe you should too. But it gets much deeper. This is some really groundbreaking stuff to think about, gang, for a minute. I want to show you these studies that prove these phenomena exist. And then maybe we could ask ourselves some questions that might have some interesting answers. Let's dive in, shall we, my friends? Okay, first of all, I'll go to share screen, right? Boom. Bam. Share screen. Okay, so there's no doubt that the government has been involved in research programs into this stuff for a long, long time. These programs have been from the one we just talked about, the SRI program, to even research funding that has been paid for by the government. So research into these different topics, everything from psychokinesis to precognition and much, much more. The government has experimented in many different aspects of this too. I've got tons of CIA documents down here. There's a CIA document about some of the psychokinesis that Ingo Swann was able to achieve and how that concerned the government. Even experiments that were done over here with plants to see how the human mind affected the life of plants and the stress of plants and the growth rate of plants. This is essentially the mind versus another life form. Now, we've proven the mind's ability through conclusive experiments that the mind can help things grow, like crystals and algae and all sorts of things. But these experiments were done for the opposite reasons. So other countries have claimed to have extraordinary successes. There's a document that's circulating out there. It's China's super psychic spies, or excuse me, China's super psychics. That's what it is. And the information in there is stunning. If it's true, it's supposed to be very well documented at universities and by multiple cameras. Stunning feats were accomplished. Teleportation in and out of test tubes, some captured on camera where it happens in 1/50th of a second and oftentimes with the flash of light. Some crazy stuff, guys. In that China report especially. Incredible stuff. But you've heard, if you've done the research, of a lot more amazing stuff. I mean, this is real, gang. This is real. As we've spoken about before, the mind has an ability to affect the physical world, space, time. It's a tapestry, not together like this. They're interwoven. And all of these different experiments that you probably have never even heard of, incredible ones, even ones that completely defy traditional explanations. Aside from the psychokinesis experiments, the ones the CIA and NASA and all these different ones people were involved in, and really high-end scientists and laboratories and groups on random number generators. And they did, for 100 years, they did dice experiments that proved conclusively. But the psychokinesis experiments that have been done in the past 40 years have been particularly interesting. There is this particular case which stands out, we've spoken about before, and many experiments in this vein, where it's been proven that the human mind can affect matter, space-time, and energy in the past. Retrocausality, essentially. And retrocausality has been offered up as an explanation for many of the problems of quantum physics, many of the quandaries. Entanglement could be, instead of two particles just entangling here, what happens is when you affect this one, the information goes backwards in time to the point when they were together. Then that information just naturally would have traveled up to this one, and it appears like it's instant, but it's really essentially a kind of retrocausality that's happening. It would explain the two-slit experiment. It would explain so many different things, that our space-time is this weird fabric with energy and everything combined, and it can affect, and you can bend it, as Einstein taught us. This is just, to me, such stunningly fascinating and important stuff to think about. I think we have to, perhaps, as the real thing to take out of all of this information, not what is the limit of these abilities, not just the fact that they're real, but that we all have to kind of rise to a new level of responsibility now that we know our thoughts affect the world, the universe. We have to rise to that responsibility. And I think in many ways, we are like teenagers about to become adults. We're about to get the driver's license, you know, to fly our spaceships and leave the planet or leave our house. But that comes with a lot of new responsibilities and a whole new series of ethics that we've never had to confront before. And really being an adult. And that involves so many things. We've got so many technological hurdles to adjust to and leap over, and ethical hurdles, and many of these different hurdles. But I think the biggest, most important thing to take out of that is that it's not just the fact that, you know, in the past we thought we were just this sword in a sheath. But now we've learned that a sheath is just the body. That the real power, the real amazing thing is the sword, and that's what you are, this incredibly powerful, limitless awareness. But now that you know that, now that we know, we've done these experiments around the world, now that we know there is that power there, there is responsibility. And in my opinion, it's a responsibility to do good. That's why on this channel, everything we do is free. We want to do good. We want to help people claim their rights to their own mind, to unlearn all the garbage they've been taught about their limits, and to claim these incredible abilities. We've proven it here time and time again ourselves. I mean, we've had miracle after miracle. I mean, off the charts, wacky miracles. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're not going to toot our horns all day. We have to move forward. But stunning stuff. And you will have that happen to you if you just follow the path that's been laid out for over 2,000 years and claim your maya kaya, mind-made body. Anyway, gang, you know what I'm going to say. We would love to hear your feedback on all of this stuff, and whether you think the US government is still doing these experiments or not. Much love to you and yours.